Okay, well, shall we begin just kind of discussing what I came up with?
Please do.
As you saw when I was there, I did a lot of looking around the care home itself, and I was quite upset at the fact that there wasn't anything going on. You know, it was a lot of people sitting around with television blaring in the corner, and I'm sure the staff were very busy doing things, but there was nothing for the residents there to touch or hold or wander to, and there was no interesting areas. It was just very bland, and I think that anybody living there, especially at the energy level that your aunt has, I really think she would be bored. She'd be looking for things to do, and I think that's exactly what's happening with her. I think she's gone back in time. Most people with dementia do go back in time, somewhere between around the age of 10 and 30. And if you can work out where in that 20 years they've gone, you can pretty much kind of come up with why they're doing what they're doing. And when I was talking to her, she mentioned that her mum was still alive. She also mentioned that she was working. She thinks she's working and she's doing some type of work where she's lifting. The other thing I noticed about her, she was using her clothes a lot, almost as things that she was moving around. And I'm sure when she was taking ironing in, and if there'd been other people in the room when she was ironing, she would have been doing all of this in a job while she was talking to people. And so I noticed by her movements and her energy level, she's still very tactile. She needs things in her hands, she needs to be doing things. And I think the taking her clothes and putting them in bags is her doing her work. She's taking them down, they look ironed probably when she takes them down from the wardrobes. She folds them, she puts them in the bags, and then she goes and delivers them to the houses, which are now the rooms in the care home.
Right.
Now, my solution for that would be that the staff are assisting her with that, not stripping her of all the clothes and the bags, but actually maybe setting her up at a table where she's got towels to fold, maybe some baby clothes in a laundry basket, that she could do them. If they were comfortable with her, an ironing board, maybe with an iron that doesn't have any flex on it, that she actually can just move, a very lightweight iron, that maybe a couple of men's shirts she could just be doing. But as an activity, the activity lady could be doing maybe that with her. And I'm sure there's other ladies in that home that would join in. So you may end up with a little group of ladies that every morning they have little laundry duties. And they're really not doing anything, but they think they are. So my encouragement with there is not to take everything away from her, but to substitute. What can we get her doing? Right after breakfast, let's go down, let's sit in the other room at the table, and let's start doing our daily duties. And I think she'd respond really well to that. And it might take the need away to go into other people's rooms and take clothes. As far as the giving medication, number one, I think that's adorable that she still wants to do that, and she still thinks that she has a role. But I do think that, again, they're taking everything away, and I understand why, because, you know, it's dangerous. However, what I would be doing is getting, you know, maybe some small plastic bottles, maybe even some that have a dispenser, if she likes a dispenser top, giving her a spoon, but in the plastic bottles pushing, you know, some cordial, some blackcurrant cordial, some orange cordial, and then letting her actually go around, because all of those people really run the risk of dehydration anyway. So if she was actually going around and helping them, even if you give her med cups, you know, to put the liquid in, she could hand a little med cup. It's a little drink for the person, and then I'd definitely get her involved in the tea cart. You know, walking around with a staff member who's evidently giving the tea out and the biscuits, she would still be able to hand biscuits to people. So giving her a reason to why she's still alive, why she's still viable as a person in our world. If oftentimes, you know, we're just left and people do things for us, but we can't give back, we feel empty. And I think she's been a carer, hasn't she? She's been...
No purpose.
No purpose. So we need to re-establish that for her and give her those little duties back, and get the staff on board. And I think once the staff see that by giving her something to do and designing it in a safe, dignified manner, what's going to happen is no one's going to be falling over the bin bags.
Yeah.
They're not going to come in and find people with, soap in their mouths. So it's going to save them time. So I think investing in her is actually going to save them time in the long run.
Of course, yes.
So they would be my suggestions that I would have for us. So what are your thoughts on those? Do you think?
It's amazing, out of something that's been puzzling me and everything, how you've come up with the scenario and it's just taken her back to where she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Fantastic.
Who is she?
Exactly, and it's so logical when you think about it.
It is.
And so obvious. But yeah, I'll have a word with the care home and if we can get some of the stuff instigated, then it will make her life a lot better.
It definitely will. And
Yeah.
even if they don't buy into it, because obviously some care homes, they're corporate, and they may not be allowed to take on board new stuff. But one of the things I would say is, let's get some bottles in the room that have juices in them.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know the difference between, a cosmetic, a toiletry, she doesn't. So therefore, at least in her own room, if she's doing that, she can still be playing around with them and they're not dangerous to her.
Or things to fold, as you say.
Really, just fold. I noticed when we were walking up the corridor after I'd spoken to her in her room, and you pointed this out, one of the things that she did was she saw the living cart.
That's right, yeah.
And it was woof. She was at the living cart and wanted to do things. And I'm sure staff would discourage her from doing that because they would say, they're clean, don't touch them, we're putting them away. But what they're missing is that this woman has psychological needs.
Yeah, it's her need to sort
It's her need.
She zoned out and went, literally, that was what she had to
That's
do.
her job.
Yeah.
Let me take care of it. I've done it all my life. I'm 82. I need to still do it. And she's actually quite mobile. And still, she can still use her hands well. She can still walk, although slower. She can still walk.
Yeah.
So really, there's a lot of life and joy still left there. She should be enjoying this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let me know how it goes and we'll follow up. Okay?
Thank you.